All right, ladies and gentlemen. Maurizio Pochettino's first day at Cobham. Lots of media work that's happening, so we're going to talk about that. Very, very interesting comments and quotes that will give a lot of us a hell of a lot of confidence. So we'll talk about that. And Rayan Cherki, the fan-driven hype, the fan-driven motivation to get the link to Chelsea Football Club has come into fruition in the journalism world. So we'll talk about all of that. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through some of the quotes and comments that's dropped from interview 1 and interview 2 of Maurizio Pochettino. I literally woke up about an hour and a half ago, so I haven't really watched the interviews as yet. I'm going to take the time to watch it straight after this video, but I've gone through some of the comments, some of the quotes, and it looks it gives me confidence. Do you know what I mean? I'm very, very looking forward to next season. And as I've always said, and I've said it many times last season as well, half the trick is to have a particular manager that can be somewhat charismatic when it comes to media work. I'm not just saying just say the words for the sake of just saying the words. No, say things that you can get the buy-in from the fans. Don't be a particular character. Don't be a particular personality that is lethargic, that is a little bit boring, in the sense of Graham Potter. I feel like one of the biggest reasons Graham Potter probably failed, on top of all the on-field stuff, is because he simply could not connect to the fans. It's very important. And as I said, not just connecting by saying things that we want to hear, but actually meaning it, much like Thomas Tuchel, if you guys remember that season when we had the sanctions, and how he said, we'll go to the game. If it means that we'll have to drive, we'll drive. If it means we'll walk, we'll walk. All of that, the bus conversation and all that stuff that Thomas Tuchel said. This is how you connect. That charisma. Jose Mourinho was massive in regards to that with Chelsea Football Club, and one of the biggest reasons why the fans still till today connect with Jose Mourinho. And I think some of the comments you're going to see from Maurizio Pochettino, I feel like he's going to have the ability to connect with us, and it's very important to have that charisma and that oozing confidence in media. Very, very important. Unlike, a lot of people will say, oh, but Frank was well spoken as well. Yeah, Frank was well spoken, but you could see straight through his conversations. He barely said anything tactical. He never ever took any blame. So sooner or later, even though how well spoken Frank was, you could just see that, mate, you're talking a lot of BS. Obviously, time will tell with Pochettino, but early days, it seems very, very good. Let's start from here, ladies and gentlemen. Pochettino, we need to be really, really tough to try and create that mentality and feeling that we can beat everyone and anyone. I love that. We should never, ever enter a particular game thinking that it's already lost. Last season, so many matches we were thinking about expected losses, and it simply cannot have that way. Pochettino, we need leaders. We don't need followers. We need leaders in every single area. We are going to push that for every single person to bring the best for this football club. I love this conversation. We don't need followers. We don't need, proper chels. We don't need poster boys, this, that, the other. We need leaders. We need players that are going to grab the game by the scruff of his neck and drive the rest of the team to perform well. I barely saw anyone do this last season, bar maybe Enzo Fernandez. There were certain times it looked like he was the only one who was trying to drive the team forward, and I need more of that this season. I don't need poster boys. I need leaders that are going to get the best out of not just for themselves, their performance, but the entire team. They're going to be able to drive the entire team. This is something we badly lacked, and I hope Pochettino is able to create that mentality within the team. Pochettino says the sporting directors are working hard to finish the squad and have players work with him soon as possible. I love it, and I can see that with the team, what our directors are doing with the players that are leaving the football club. They're trying to shape up the team, perfectly for Pochettino for the preseason and for the season to come down the track. Pochettino wants Cobham to feel like home for players and not just somewhere they show up for work. And this is something I believe some of the journalists, maybe even Matt Law or even Nisa Kinsella, said quite a few months ago when Pochettino was, when not announced, but when we finally figured out that Pochettino was going to be Chelsea manager, the whole heap of articles that were coming out that Poch likes to make the team environment, a sort of like a homely environment where it shouldn't just feel like work. You should feel like you want to come here. It has that homely sort of feeling towards it, and I love this. This is how it needs to be. I think last season, far too many times, players just didn't feel like they wanted to be at Cobham. They didn't feel like they wanted to be at Chelsea, and we just simply need to change that mentality, that attitude. That as soon as you wake up in the morning, you dream about being at Chelsea Football Club. You just have that drive to just come into Cobham and train. So that is something that we need to create 100%, and that is something that I'll be looking forward to see how Pochettino, installs that. So, very important aspect of this of the success of this football club. Of course, there's always these ups and downs in football, but I think Chelsea is a club where it's impossible to have these ups and downs. We need to be sure that we bring the thing that the club needs to be on top. The history of this club is to be on top. I love it. Look, there's a whole heap of stuff that other stuff that's been said on this interview, how the mentality of Chelsea is to win. The culture has always been to win here. Look, I don't expect Chelsea Football Club to win the Premier League next season. I told you what my expectations are off the back of last season's debacle. If we can come in 5th, 6th, I think that would be a massive, massive achievement, in my opinion. If we can come in better than that, that would be overachievement, and we should be thriving for overachievement. But along the way, if we can do well for the domestic scenes, if we can pick up a trophy there, that'd go a long way to get the buy-in from Pochettino, and that'll go a long way for Poch to really start making us believe that he is the right man. Obviously, there's still certain parts of the fan base that are going to feel a little bit indifferent about Pochettino, his history with Spurs. So if Poch can start things off, much like what Erik ten Hag did with the Carabao Cup with Man United, something like that with Chelsea, I think that will be very, very positive for his, I suppose, tenure at Chelsea Football Club. So, yeah, look, man, as I said, not expecting us to win the league, but of course, winning silverware is the theme of Chelsea Football Club. And there was a quote that he said in the last 15 years, he believes Chelsea is the greatest English team. Look, we've won the Champions League twice in the last 15 years. We've won the Premier League at least 3 times in the last 15 years. So I don't know about us being the most successful club when you've got Man City, who's just been cleaning up over the last 10 years or so. But yeah, we're definitely up there. We're definitely not a Mickey Mouse club, and we've been made to look like a Mickey Mouse club last season, and that needs to be rectified. Pochettino says it's important that fans feel the players are dying for the club and playing for the Chelsea badge. I love this. All of this stuff needs to be transmitted towards the players, and once the manager is able to transmit all of this towards the players then transmits that into the field, which then hopefully has a domino effect to us in the fan base. So all of this is very, very important. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Pochettino was describing what the objectives are for this season, described his team as animals. And this is what gives me that feeling from when he was a manager at Spurs. That Spurs team was literally animalistic, man. They were beasties, man. Honestly, they were absolute beasts. So, look, if we can install that ability, that sort of characteristic in our game, in our attitude, I think that is very, very important as well. Yeah, described his team as animals, man. We would like to be animals. That's exactly what we'd like to be. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section what you thought about all of this stuff in regards to Pochettino's first couple of interviews, I believe, for Chelsea Football Club. Do check that out in the YouTube channel. Give me your thoughts and your comments in regards to how you felt about this. Now, this is the blockbuster news that is happening. Transfer news back again. Breaking: Chelsea could look to add more creativity by moving for Rayan Cherki. Look, I didn't know where this, a lot of people were talking about this particular player in the last couple of weeks, and I was sort of thinking, where's this coming from? And a few people were trying to link him to Chelsea Football Club. But today I also saw Alex Goldberg talk about Rayan Cherki, and Alex, if you guys remember, broke the Kai Havertz news, and Alex is quite adamant that Chelsea are interested in Rayan Cherki, and this is now coming from Jacob Steinberg as well. I believe Simon Phillips has started to talk about it. Look, Rayan Cherki, 19 years old, It's got 2 more years left. Apparently, Lyon, I was just going through Alex's feed in Twitter. Apparently, Lyon are in a bit of trouble and they could look to sell more players. We've got a bit of relationship with Lyon, as I said in my previous video for Christian Pulisic. They're interested in Christian Pulisic. I don't think Pulisic will probably go to Lyon. I think he's got his eyes set on AC Milan, but we've got Malagusto from them. So yeah, there could be something happening there. They've got US-based owners. We've got US-based owners. Rayan Cherki, 19-year-old, lots of creativity. It's got that flair about him. A lot of people are sort of linking him in the likes of Eden Hazard. I don't want to go that far as yet. I've seen Rayan Cherki. Looks very, very good, man. Very technical player. Good dribbling skill set. And yeah, a player that can create something out of nothing. Do you know what I mean? Create a goal or an assist out of nothing. So it's got that X factor about him. I'm excited, man. If this happens, we're going to talk about Gabri Veiga very, very soon. Looks like he's going to be going off to PSG. So we definitely need more midfielders. Hopefully we can wrap the situation up with Caicedo very soon. But after that, if we can add someone like Rayan Cherki, the thing about Rayan Cherki, I don't necessarily think he'll be a starter. 19 years old. I think he'll be given the time to adapt and to be embedded into our system, Pochettino's system, whatever that may be, down the track. And there shouldn't be any pressure on Rayan Cherki. I think the project that we're trying to do, which is build up for the future as well, been buying a lot of youngsters. He fits perfectly in that bill. Being 19 years old. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. I know a lot of you guys are very excited about him. I'm excited as well. But let's just see what truly happens. Jacob Steinberg, he was the one who started talking about Gabri Veiga. And Gabri Veiga, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like now is off to PSG. PYS with some eye emojis. Santi Ayuna is the one who's broke this news earlier today. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Paris has made progress in recent hours on signing of Gabri Veiga. Paris wants to close the file quickly and thus get ahead of the competition. Paris would like, ideally, to make him pass his medical examination at the end of the week. Like these guys, they're not fooling around. They're talking about medicals being booked in and having that passed. Look, man, when these guys are interested on a player, I'm worried, man. Much like what happened with the Ugarte situation, I feel like he's probably going to be choosing PSG. If it comes down to us and PSG will offer him a lot of money, much like what they did with Ugarte, and he'll have his head turned that way. So, look, all this time I thought maybe Gabri Veiga would be a Chelsea player off the back of Mason Mount leaving. Now, to be honest, I don't think so. Look, at the same time, I wasn't too excited about him anyway. I thought he was very much a Mason Mount-esque type of a player who probably had better dribbling skills than Mason Mount, but more or less the same sort of player. So, look, I won't be crying to bed if this doesn't happen, but just an interesting news that looks like he's probably going to PSG. But yeah, Rayan Cherki, let's see what comes out of this particular scenario over the next couple of days. I don't want to get too excited as yet, but seems like some initial links are happening. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys remember, the mentality monster. Where did the mentality monster go? I got so much flack for this when I mocked this appointment last season, because it simply didn't make any sense to me at all. It did not make any sense. Telegraph Sports understands that Chelsea are no longer working with Gilbert Anoka, the mental skills coach who works with the New Zealand rugby team and who was employed on a short-term consultancy basis for period 4 of last season. He's gone now. He's left. What did he do? What did he even do? I don't even know what this brother's remit was with Chelsea Football Club, what his goals were, what his duty was. I don't even think he did anything. So this just shows what a shambolic season last season was. And these sort of appointments just made it even more sort of a clownery situation, more of a joke last season. So I'm glad we are cleaning all of these things up. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Mason Mount has passed his Manchester United medicals. He's going to be unveiled as the new Manchester City player very, very soon. So do look out for that announcement. Any other last bits and pieces? On Lavia rumors, Chelsea sent a contract proposal weeks ago. They're focusing on Caicedo. There you go. I think Lavia is looking to go towards Arsenal Football Club or Liverpool. Liverpool seems to be very, very interested. I understand Chelsea hold an interest in Dusan Vlahovic. That's been the news for the past month or so since the transfer window has opened in the last month. I said there's probably two strikers, Dusan Vlahovic or Lautaro Martinez, who we could potentially still go for. I personally think we don't need any more. I don't want to invest more money on Vlahovic and Lautaro Martinez, who I'm not convinced with. I'd rather roll the dice with Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, and all the other attacking players that we have. Chelsea are also looking at 25 million deal for Matthias Frank, according to Simon Jones. I've got no idea who this is. Check this out. Chelsea are in shock talks to re-sign Valentino Livramento. The Blues would loan him back to Southampton next season. I think the only reason I see this happening is because we see value in Livramento down the track. He's young. We know how our owners and board, they love these youngsters. But I think the buyback for Livramento is about 40 million. I don't see how we would trigger that, considering we've already got plenty of right-sided players now with Reece James. Hopefully will stay fit. If he doesn't, there's massive question marks in regards to Reece James's future at Chelsea Football Club. Malo Gusto coming through as well. So there's enough backup there now. I don't think we also need Livramento. But I understand if we do get him to trigger that buyback, send him out on loan again to Southampton. But that 40 million buyback, I'm pretty certain it's 40 million. It just doesn't make sense to me. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about everything that we've spoken about today, especially Mauricio Pochettino's first few interviews. Are you feeling confident about what he's saying? Or do you want to see, obviously, wait till how it all sort of pans out in the preseason and the season to start? And Rayan Cherki, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about Rayan Cherki. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for a live. Tomorrow we'll definitely come back with a live. Until then, see ya.